Golombek Israel, Golombek Israel, הנתונים בצרה ובשביה, העומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה. אחינו כל בית ישראל, אחינו כל בית ישראל, הנתונים בצרה ובשביה, העומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה. נעקוב ירחם, נוציא ביתרה,
Oh, you Nina, thank you so much. How are you?
We're okay.
Good.
Yeah, it's hard
Really
times, but we believe that, we'll stay strong, we'll stay unified, and we'll get through this.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is, for people who don't know, this is Nina of the amazing singing duo Yonina. And I've actually never heard you singing without your amazing husband, Yoni. So Yoni right now is being called up.
I'm also not used to it.
Yeah, I bet. So have you heard any news? Do you know where he's situated?
Yes, he's guarding in the Shomron, and he switched other troops that went down south. And thank God he's okay. And God willing, may he stay safe together with all of our soldiers.
Yeah, well, we're really, really grateful for your being with us here today, and we wish him a lot of strength and safety. And the song you sang, Acheinu Kol Beit Yisrael, well, it's really what this gathering is all about. Acheinu Kol Beit Yisrael. Here we are together, brothers and sisters, all of the house of Israel. We have students here spread out all across the globe, from New York to Richmond, BC, from Portland, Oregon to Boca Raton, Florida. We have students here in Toronto, and we have students who will be watching tomorrow morning in Australia. They signed up to do that. We actually have some kids here I saw from France, and there are kids who said they were going to come. I don't know if they arrived, even from Uganda. So really across the world, people have come out, all because Acheinu Kol Beit Yisrael, because we all care. So just so you know, we're blessed today on this Zoom with literally thousands of kids from 25, maybe more than 25 schools. I didn't even get to count at the last count, but 25 or more schools. And since you're there all over the world, we want to hear you. So even though usually these Zooms are all totally muted, in a moment I'm going to call out different groups of kids. And what we're going to do is we're going to unmute your microphone. It's kind of an experiment. We'll see if this works. But we're going to unmute some of your microphone so that together you can say, Am Yisrael Chai. Okay? Now I'm going to do a practice once. Okay? I'm going to say, Am Yisrael Chai. And with all of your microphones muted, you're going to say with Koach, Am Yisrael Chai. Okay, ready? So if they're still muted, you're still muted. But here we go. Am Yisrael Chai. And now you say it.
Am Yisrael Chai.
Okay. Okay, now, so in a moment, we're going to unmute the following schools. We're going to unmute our East Coast schools. That's Charles E. Smith Jewish Day School, Epstein Hillel School, Krieger Schechter School, SAR Academy, Schechter School of Long Island, Solomon Schechter Day School of Bergen County, and Yeshivat Ha'atid are all going to be unmuted. I'm just waiting for the thumbs up to know that it's been done. And then I'm going to count to 3, and you are going to say, Am Yisrael Chai. Are we ready yet? Give me a thumbs up.
Yeah.
All ready. 1, 2, 3.
Am Yisrael Chai.
Amazing. I'm going to put you back on mute. Moving a bit west, a mid-south, a little over in the United States. Let's hear it from the following schools. You're going to say Am Yisrael Chai in a moment. That's B'nai Shalom Day School, Charlotte Jewish Day School, Community Day School in Pittsburgh, Cutler Jewish Day School, Donna Klein Jewish Academy, Jewish Day School of Lehigh Valley. We're going to unmute you. I'm waiting to get the thumbs up that it's been done. I got the thumbs up. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Wow. So nice to hear from you. All right, we're going to move even further west. And we're going to hear from the schools on our west coast. This is Brandeis Marion. Well, they're not all on the west coast, but moving over a little bit. Brandeis Marion Day School, Chicago Jewish Day School, Columbus Jewish Day School, Pardes Jewish Day School, Portland Jewish Academy, and any other school in the United States that I haven't called because you didn't make it on our list for some reason. We want to hear from you anyway. I'm going to give it a moment for me to get the thumbs up. I got the thumbs up. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Am Yisrael Chai.
Amazing. And finally, let's hear it from all the non-American schools. So starting with the schools in Canada, there's the Akiva School, Associated Hebrew Schools, Azrieli Talmud Torah, London Community Hebrew Day School, Netivot Torah Day School, Richmond Jewish Day School, and any other schools. I know there's schools in France. I just didn't get they written down ahead of time, but any other school other than the ones we've said, now's the time. Give it a second for the thumbs up. And ready?
Am Yisrael Chai.
All right. Am Yisrael Chai. Amazing. A big shout out now. A big shout out to the King David School in Melbourne, Australia, and the Bialik School in Australia, and a number of other schools that had PD days and time zones that didn't allow us to join, to allow them to join now, but they're going to be watching the recording tomorrow morning. We appreciate you. You're with us right now too. We in Israel are strengthened knowing that we are not alone. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for writing prayers, for writing letters. Thank you for sending money for our soldiers and other things. And for those, for our soldiers and those who have been thinking about us, I want you to know how much we feel Achenu Kol Beit Yisrael by the fact that you are here with us today. And now that that all of you have had a chance to know, to say hello, I would like to call on a couple of special guests that we have here. First of all, I would like to call on Rabbi Seiposh from Legacy Heritage Fund to say a few words. Rabbi Seiposh.
Thank you, Eric. And thank you, Eric, for putting together this exceedingly moving and important moment for us to gather together. I don't need to tell you why we're together. I think you've already stated, Am Yisrael Chai. We're together to make sure to call from the rooftops, as it were, our ongoing vitality and ability to come together united. A short message to you, the students in our precious Jewish day schools, and to you, the leaders, the teachers, the administrators. Your support for Israel is invaluable. Eric has already articulated that. And I want to express to you the great pride that I feel at Legacy Heritage Fund, which for so many years has supported so strongly the Jewish day schools all throughout the world. How strongly we feel and how proud we are of your outreach of support. And to you, the administrators and teachers, we recognize fully the profound responsibility that you have to care for our children in our Jewish day schools, and allow them to express themselves and to understand and to support at such a troubling and challenging time. So I'll conclude where I began. Yisrael Chai.
Thank you. Thank you so much to Rabbi Stuart Safosh from Legacy Heritage Fund. We appreciate your partnership to make this event possible. And now I'd like to call on one more person, also representing one of our partners. Before we jump into our main program for today, I'd like to call on Rabbi Scott Berman on behalf of United and Misheberach Tfutzot. Rabbi Scott Berman, we really appreciate the partnership with you as well.
Yes, and we're very, very happy to partner with you. United is an initiative of the Ministry of Diaspora Affairs, which supports Jewish day schools around the world. And we work with all the schools that are appearing in this event that we're so excited about. And I, on behalf of United, also express greetings from the Ministry of Diaspora Affairs, which is our parent organization, which allows us to do the work that we do. And they're working tirelessly on behalf of the Jewish people, literally night and day, to be supportive. In our tefillot, in our prayers that we said in the last 2 days on Rosh Chodesh, there's one verse that we say, Zeh hayom asa Hashem nagila v'nismechavo. This is the day, this is the wonderful day that we rejoice and are happy in it. And the word bo can be in it, in the day, or bo, it could be a reference to God. Now, the war is a terrible event, but this day that we have come together, all of these schools, to show support for Israel, I have to tell you as a representative of Israel, that you have taken the time and bothered to come together in prayer and in unity. The support that Israel feels from this is enormous. You have no idea how important your participation in this event is, and your prayers, the prayers of children, God willing, will go up to God's ears and will help and continue to support our soldiers, our citizens, and just we want to thank you for coming, for participating, and I'll hand it back over to you to continue the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, Rabbi Scott Berman, and for all the support of United for make this day possible. And let's jump right in with it, because I want to bring you a bit of a feeling of what's going on here in Israel. And I'd like to start off by introducing to you to actually one of my students. I'm a teacher here in Israel. I'd like to introduce to you to one of my students, Amichai. Come, Amichai. So I'd like to introduce everyone to Amichai Tanami. Amichai is an 8th grade student here in Jerusalem. Hello, Amichai.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here tonight. Tonight for us. So Amichai, I actually had the privilege of being at your bar mitzvah a couple of days ago on Shabbat. You were really awesome.
Thank you.
And I just want to tell everyone that Amichai actually read the entire Parashat Bereshit, and he did it in the tune of the Teimanim, that is the Jews from Yemen. And it's this special tune, and it's a special way of pronouncing Hebrew. And I don't know if you know this, Amichai, but I'm guessing that most of the kids that are here listening in on this Zoom today have actually never heard that special pronunciation or that special tune. Some have probably, but most haven't. So I was wondering if maybe you could read the first few verses from Bereshit. That be okay?
Sure. Bereshit Elohim b'shamayim v'atorat vorat v'tovu v'choshach v'natom v'roch Elohim v'nachafat v'nei hamoim v'Elohim yayor v'yiyor.
That was awesome. Yeah, I love that tune. That pronunciation is so interesting. Again, Achenu Kol Beit Yisrael. We're all one Jewish people, even though we're actually pretty diverse. So Amichai, you just read that in the beginning, Bereshit, there was tohu vavohu, there was chaos. But then God said, Yehi or, and there was light. But I have to say that here in Israel, it feels a lot more like tohu vavohu right now, a little bit more like chaos. Can you tell us what it was like to have a bar mitzvah during a war?
Well, it was definitely not what I expected. I wanted all of my family to be there. I wanted my Ima and Abba to give me a blessing. I wanted it to be a happy, happy event.
Well, how was it different?
Well, firstly, a lot of my family couldn't come because of the situation. It isn't safe to travel. Secondly, and most importantly, my father couldn't come. Imagine having a bar mitzvah without one of your parents. Crazy, right? Like many, my father was called up, and he is a medic in the Golani Union.
Wow, that must have been really, really hard and also really, really disappointing.
Yeah, but I won't lie. It was really hard. It was hard not having my father there. And when they said the prayer for the safety of our soldiers, I could see how upset everything was.
Yeah, wow.
But I also want to say a lot of people worked really hard to make it as good as it could be. A lot of my friends and family helped and made it as perfect as it could be. A lot of people made me the fanciest cakes they could, and we had a great cake party. It was delicious.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I was there, and it was really, really inspiring to see how people had come out. Sad that your father couldn't be there and your family from all over the country, but it was also really, really inspiring to see how you went on. It makes me think about how God said, Yehi or, right? Let there be light. And in the midst of all the tohu vavohu, of all the chaos, people were able to create light. Well, I really appreciate your sharing your story. Is there something that you might want to say? There's, a couple of 1,000 kids here from all over the world who are watching this. Is there anything you want to say to them?
Yes, I want to say thank you. Thank you for showing us that we are not alone, that kids all around the world care. I want you to know that it means a lot to us. Please pray for my Abba and all the soldiers. Let's hope we get out of this situation soon. Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's pray for peace really soon. That peace comes really soon. Thank you so much for being with us on Meet. All right. So we've been talking about prayers, and a lot of you around the world had a chance to write prayers to be put in the Kotel. Many of you sent in prayers for peace, for the safety of our soldiers, for health and strength, with the idea that these would actually be put in the Kotel. I just received some of them today even. And so what we're going to do, and again, I don't know if this is going to work. I've never done this before, but we're going to try to go live to the Kotel right now, to the Western Wall in Jerusalem, the very place where Jews have come for centuries to cry and to leave notes in the wall. Jewish tradition teaches us that after the destruction of the Second Temple, the Shekhinah, God's presence, never really left this wall. So joining us now at the Kotel, Rabbi Eitan Kadin, one of the rabbis here in Jerusalem, and two students, Adir from Be'er Sheva and Yoav from Jerusalem. So I'd like to see if they can come in. There we go. All right. Eitan, do you hear us? Well, we don't hear you yet. You're muted. Unmute you. There we go. You hear us?
We hear you loud and clear. Hello to everyone. Hello to all the schools in North America and Europe and Australia. And we're very excited to be here. My name is Eitan Kadin. I'm a teacher here in Jerusalem. And I'm joined by two students.
My name is Yoav Atar, and I'm in 8th grade, and I learn in Hardeman Boys.
And
Adil from Rambam I am in sixth grade, 11 years old, and I am from Russia.
So we're very excited to be here connecting to you while we are standing here at the Kotel. As we're standing here at the Kotel, different groups of people we're already in the nighttime have been saying the Arvit Tfilah and saying special Tehillim. And we're now going to talk about our feelings here and talk about our tefillot that you have brought to us and that we've brought with ourselves. Just want to hear a little bit from our students here, Yoav and Adir. Tell us, how have you been feeling over the past week or so?
I've been feeling a bit stressed and pretty scared because of what's happening. I feel also sad and upset that we weren't ready for it, but I know everything will be fine and I'm okay with it.
Thank you, Yoav. You have a lot of emunah, faith that it's going to be okay. That's beautiful. And Adir, how have you been feeling the past week or so?
I've been scared and nervous. I have felt like Yoav said that there was some misinformation in the country. And I do feel like Yoav said also that we will get over this and finish this on the top.
Hey, and here we are standing at the Kotel. Tell us, how does it feel? How does it feel to be at the Kotel? What in general? How does it feel to you when you come to the Kotel?
It feels for me like I'm in the holiest place in the world, and this is just like what I feel like is like a place where I just go and can just dive in with nobody bother me.
Wonderful. And Yoav, how do you feel to be at the Kotel?
Like Adir said, it's one of the probably the most holiest place for me and for I think all of Israel. I feel that my mind just gets cleared and I can just dive in without no one bothering me, and it's such a great place. It's very I feel very like happy to be here.
And if we bring things together now, we talk about the difficulty of the past week or so, and yet here we are joined by thousands of kids watching us while we're at the Kotel. How does it feel to know that we're at the Kotel together with so many other children?
It makes me feel nervous. I am proud to go and Meyatech it as well with Val and Eitan. And it makes me feel like even if it was at war right now with somebody, it makes me feel as if we're even more united than ever.
Thank you, Adir. Yoav, how does it feel to be joined with so many people, so many students at the Kotel?
First of all, it's really heartwarming to know that a lot of people support us from every country, and I'm really happy that I got this opportunity to be here with Adir and Nathan. I think it's really respecting, and it really helps us from inside.
Okay, we're going to go now. You can see here, I have here in my hands literally hundreds of tefillot that you have all sent in. Well, let's all walk now together to the Kotel. We're going to go and we're going to place our own tefillot together with the tefillot of hundreds of children into the Kotel for the sake of Am Yisrael.
We're watching as they're literally walking at this moment over towards the Kotel. And really, they're holding the prayers that some of you wrote them actually this morning when they got it here, and we printed them all out. They're walking over to the wall. They're about to put them into the wall. And I want to say some of them arrived too late. I want you to know it's okay. You can continue to send us prayers. We'll be printing those off in the next few days and putting them in the Kotel now. But all the ones that made it to us in time, these are your actual prayers that are going into these stones, which are thousands of years old, that people have come to for literally thousands of years to pray. So,
Adir, Adir, can you just share one very small tefillah of your own?
I'm actually proud of my category. Can I say all of it? Part of my category is saying that I hope that some of my family are soldiers, and I hope that most soldiers, them, their comrades, and everybody else are able to get out of this war alive and healthy.
Thank you. Would you like to put your own personal piece into the kotel? And Yoav, would you like to share your tefillah?
Like Adir, what he said, but also really hoping it will end soon because like Amichai that already had his bar mitzvah, my bar mitzvah is like in about 3 weeks, and I want everything that just to be fine when I get to there because it's pretty annoying when you have a bar mitzvah probably like Amichai and not everyone can come because of the war. So
Would you like to put your tefillah in?
yes.
And the three of us now together will place the tefillot as we say together, Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Ki ata shomea tefillat kol amcha Yisrael berachamim, baruch ata shomea tefillah.
Amen. Everyone, even though you're all muted, you can all say amen. And all those prayers that you guys are putting in that you've written for our soldiers, for the peace, for the future of our country, may all of your prayers be answered. We're going to turn now away from the kotel. Thank you so much to Eitan and Adir and Yoav. And we're going to turn now, and actually I asked a couple of soldiers, Chayalim here in Israel. They're super busy, but I managed to track down a couple who would be willing to spend a few minutes because it's so important what we're doing here together, gathering together like this. And they recorded a message earlier today, especially for you. So we're going to play their recording.
I just wanted to thank the Jewish people from the world over here in Israel and also outside of Israel for your amazing support of our soldiers at this trying time. I'm here with my unit, and you see behind me all the letters that the wonderful children sent to raise our spirits. I just wanted to tell you thank you so much. We love you. We're here for you. We're protecting you. We're protecting the Jewish people. We're protecting the state of Israel and all of its citizens. Thank you for your support. We love you very much.
Hello, my name is Odelia. I'm a soldier at the moment in Israel. As you know, we're going through a really difficult time. Lots of our family and friends are being affected by this war. But we wanted to let you know that your wishes and your prayers are very helpful, and we appreciate all that you're doing. People all around the country are trying to help with what they can, and also people like you all around the world. So we wanted to say thank you and pray for more peaceful days.
All right, and we really appreciate those two Chayalim that spoke to us and their wishes. And it's really true, even though that they're so stressed, they take the time to come and record this message for you because what you're doing is so special and so important. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to do some prayers for our country, for our soldiers. And what we're going to do now is the prayer for the state of Israel, the Tefillah Lishlom Medinat Yisrael, the prayer for the welfare of the state of Israel. It was written in the year 1948 when Israel was born as a country. And throughout our history, our country has struggled for peace. Yet with miracles and determination, our country has survived. But we all pray for a day when peace spreads throughout the land and there is no more war, no conflict, and no enemies. So we're going to do the prayer for the state of Israel. Kids from across the United States, from Australia, and from Canada, I think also, various different places recorded the chorus ahead of this event. So we're going to try something here. I've invited a group of kids. They're actually the robotics team, the hackers here in Jerusalem, but they're all students here in Jerusalem. And what we're going to do is we're going to play some of the recordings of the chorus, and in between, they're going to recite the other verses. Now, if your class learned the chorus, then as you hear the singing of the recording, you can sing along as well. So right now I'd like to invite the Hackers team to come stand behind me.
Avinu, Avinu, Shema Shamayim, Zor Yisrael, Avinu, Avinu, Shema Shamayim, Zor Yisrael,
Again, I will not get out, most of them are right out. Islam over the Manteca share, the area of their economic Montaneka, and the
Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Zor Yisrael Goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Zor Yisrael Goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Zor Yisrael Goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Zor Yisrael Goalo.
Thank you so much to our team here, and thank you to all of the kids in different places. We saw Australia and New York, we saw all over the place, people who recorded. And actually there were some recordings that people did that I just didn't have enough space to put on. But thank you for sending all of the beautiful, beautiful recordings that you did. And let's hope that your prayer for peace and our prayer for Israel is heard, and that we have peace really soon. So in just a few moments, we're going to get to the highlight of our Global Misheberach, which is the Global Misheberach. We as a world community, a global community all together, the thousands of kids here, we're all going to recite the Misheberach, the special prayer for our soldiers. We're going to do it all together. Devov Am. It's one voice. But before we do so, I would like to call upon one of our rabbinic leaders, one of the rabbis here in Jerusalem, Mishael Tzion, who will introduce our prayer.
Thank you, Eric. It's a pleasure to be here during these hard times. There's no place I'd rather be than with students from all over the world who all care about Israel and care about Am Yisrael together. I want to tell you a short story. It's a story in some ways about the person who invented the Misheberach. And I'll tell you the truth, I had one story in mind, but now that I see all these classrooms from all over the world, I realize that I have a different story I need to tell. And it's a story about the first time that Am Yisrael really had to go to war. Now, you might know this story because if you think about it, Am Yisrael, when they left Egypt, at the beginning, they had wars, but they didn't have to fight those wars. Hashem fought those wars for them. He made the 10 plagues, and he parted the sea, and he made sure that the Egyptians that were trying to catch the Jews, that they drowned in the ocean. But after Am Yisrael passed through the Red Sea, after they did Kriyat Yamsuf, that's when they had their first big war. And in that war, God didn't save them. God required them to fight. And because they fought, God helped them. But it wasn't enough that they fought. Moshe Rabbeinu sent Yoshua bin Nun with the army to go fight against Amalek. But at that time, Moshe Rabbeinu knew that there's another role he has to do. He climbed up the mountain and looked at the battlefield, and he prayed. He raised his arms in tefillah and asked God for help. Now, I want to ask everyone, if you can, try to raise your hands like this. I see some of you are doing that. Try to raise your hands. Is that easy or hard? Raise your hands like this. Is that easy? It's pretty easy. We can raise our arms like this for 10 seconds, for half a minute. We can raise it for a minute. What if your teacher would ask you to raise your hands for the whole class until the break? If you had to raise your hands like this for half an hour, if you had to raise your hands like this for an hour, if you had to raise your hands like this for a whole battle. Am Yisrael in Eretz Yisrael, the Jewish people in Israel, we are holding up our hands praying for our soldiers. And we are holding up our hands, sending our young men, our sons and our daughters, our young women, and fathers and mothers to war. And we're holding up our hands and praying for them. But it's really hard to hold up your hands. If any of you are still holding up your hands, do you feel like your hands are starting to get tired? It's starting to hurt, maybe? Holding up your hands. Some of you might have already stopped holding your hands, but you can't. We have to keep our hands up. Moshe was holding up his hands for a long time, and the Torah says, V'yedei Moshe kvedim. His hands were getting heavy. Kvedim, they were getting heavy. It was hard to hold them up. And at that moment, Moshe realized what he needs to do. He needs help. He needs someone to help him hold his hands up. Luckily for him, his best friends were there with him. His brother, Aharon, and his chevruta, Hur. And so on one hand, Aharon helped Moshe hold his hand. And on the other hand, Hur helped Moshe hold his other hand. And suddenly then, Moshe could hold up his hands. So if your hands are feeling tired right now from holding them up so long, if you've still been holding them up, right, maybe help your friend hold their hands up. It's so much easier. If I only have to hold these hands, someone else's hands, that's not so hard. I'm holding up my hands. If someone helps me hold my hands, then it's not so hard. Right here, you see I'm getting assistance. People are helping me hold my hands, so it's not so hard. And that's what Moshe did. He helped his hands up. And that's what's happening right now. Yoshua and the Israeli army is fighting for us. The people, the Jewish people and the citizens of Israel, both Jews and non-Jews, the citizens of Israel, are praying for the success of the Israeli army. But we can't hold up our hands by ourselves. We need Charlotte Jewish Day School. We need Portland Jewish Day School. We need Bergen. We need Charles E. Smith. We need Chicago. We need all these Jewish day schools from Sydney in Australia and all the way until Brandeis Marin in San Francisco. We need you to help us hold up our hands so together we can hold up our hands and pray. Pray for the success of our soldiers, the Yoshua bin Nuns, who are brave, like Odelia, who you saw before, like Rabbi Joshua, who you saw before, whose name is actually Joshua. And we need to pray for them. So that is how Moshe Rabbeinu invented the prayer for the soldiers. and how we learned in the Jewish people that if we hold up each other's hands, then we can succeed at anything we want to do.
Wow, thank you so much, Rabbi Mish. That was really, really inspiring. And it just shows that we do have a lot of opportunity to make a difference, even if we're not the ones who are the chayalim, if we're not the soldiers, and even if we're located far away. Our prayers, our thoughts, our the letters that we write, the acts of kindness that we do can make a really big difference. So we're about to do what may be the largest Misheberach that's ever been done. We have literally thousands of kids here. I think if it's not the largest Misheberach that's ever been done, it's certainly the largest Misheberach ever done by kids all in one place. We have literally thousands and thousands of kids who are going to, together with one voice, say this global Misheberach, this Misheberach for our soldiers. So here's how we're going to do it. We are going to be reciting it responsibly, and we're going to hear the voices of children. Our rabbis tell us the prayer of children is the most powerful prayers that there are. It means all of you today have this incredible power to pray for the safety of our soldiers and the peace of our country. So in a moment, I'm going to ask everyone to stand. We are going to put on the screen a line in Hebrew, then a line in English. And we'll keep going, a line in Hebrew, a line in English. And what we're going to do each time is we're going to actually unmute all 2,000 plus kids. There's more than that, actually, I'm told. All the kids. So after each time I say a line, you are all going to repeat back the line the best you can so that we hear 2,000 plus voices all at once on Zoom. Then we're going to mute you again, and we'll say the next line, the English line, and we'll just go back and forth. And I know that by the end of this, that our prayers are going to reach the heavens. So at this point, I'll ask everyone who can, who teachers say it's okay, to please stand up. Misheberach Avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak, V'Yaakov, V'Imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, V'Leah. May he who blessed our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and our mothers, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah. הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל, העומדים על משמר ארצנו וערי אלוהינו. May he bless the soldiers of the Israeli Defense Forces who stand guard throughout our land and the holy cities of our God. Kadosh Baruch Hu yishmor v'yatzil et chayeleinu mikol tzara v'tzukah mikol nega u'machala. May the Holy One, blessed be He, guard and rescue our soldiers from all trouble and hardship, from all injury and illness. Bishlach beracha v'hatzlacha b'chol maaseh yedehem v'nomar amen. May He send blessings and success in all the work of their hands. And let us all say, Amen. Wow. Wow, wow. That was really incredible. We just heard now prayers from, imagine it, just think about all the kids right now who are saying this prayer all at once. Kids from all over the United States, from Europe, from France, from Israel also, from Canada, all over Canada. Thank you for making the Global Misheberach a success. May all of our prayers be answered. May our soldiers go with strength and return soon in good health. May we soon see the day when the prophecy of the Nabi Yeshayahu was fulfilled. Lo yisad goy el goy cherev, lo yilmedu ad milchama. Nation shall not hold up sword against nation. There will not be war anymore. I'd like to thank all those who made this event possible, to United, to Legacy Heritage Fund, to IsraAid. Almost every school here pledged money, and I know some schools are continuing to fundraise, so thank you. We'll continue to leave the fundraising link open for the next little while, and every contribution is obviously most appreciated. A big thank you to Ezra and his tech and security team, Hackers Robotics, who you heard earlier, were also on our tech and security team. So a big thank you to them. A special shout out to Amichai for his story, and to Yoav, to Nadir, and Rev Eitan Kaden, and Ophir Eliyahu, who was the cameraman at the Kotel, and who helped with all the various segments. A big thank you to Beit Sefer Eitan, to the Eitan School in Jerusalem, that helped in many different ways making this event possible. Thank you for all of the teachers all around the world for the work you do each and every day on behalf of our children, and especially for preparing your students for today. Thank you for sending the recordings, the ones of you who did that, and the prayers that you sent that we're putting in the Kotel. I couldn't use all the recordings, but I listened to them all, and they were all really beautiful. Thank you to all the administrators who decided that this initiative of Achenu Beit Israel was worth causing disruption. I was once a principal of a day school. I know what's involved, and I really appreciate it. And finally, a thank you to all of the thousands of children around the world who joined us to pray for the safety of our soldiers, for Am Yisrael, and for Medinat Israel. We are going to close with the singing of Hatikva. We have the Associated Hebrew Schools choir is on standby. I'm just waiting for the thumbs up to see if we have them. In the meantime, I'll ask everyone to please stand. We're not going to unmute everyone so that we can hear the choir sing, but I encourage each and every one of you, wherever you are in the world, to please stand, to please sing, and to please think about our country and our hope for Eretz Zion, for Yerushalayim. Please stand.
Yerushalayim,
Wow. Thank you so much to the Associated Hebrew Schools Choir. And thanks to everyone here. This is the time when I'm going to say, Lehitraot, we'll see you soon. And really, this war will end soon. And we look forward to seeing each and every one of you in this amazing country, this miracle of a country that is Israel. We'll see you all soon. Lehitraot.